Boop. Hi, I'm Beth Ann.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Erin.
And we are
Slap Happy Studios.
Today marks the start of Project for Awesome, a stellar charity event that we are very excited to be participating in again this year.
Every year for 48 hours, the Project for Awesome works to take over YouTube and change the focus to charity.
This year, we're going to be talking about a charity that is totally the bee's knees. It's called the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI for short.
That's right! Mental illness is a serious issue that affects a lot of people, including members of our team, our friends, and our family. In fact, 1 in 5 Americans suffer from mental illness each year.
Unfortunately, only 41% of those living with a mental illness received help for their condition within the past year.
We believe it is incredibly important that these statistics change and that more people are able to lead mentally and emotionally healthier lives.
One of the core values of our production company is self-care. That is why it is vital that we show support and compassion for another while working on our projects, and be mindful of one another on our journeys.
As a team, we think that it's really important that everyone we work with have great experiences. So sometimes that means doing things like checking in with the group or prioritizing health during times of need, even if that means missing a rehearsal.
For example, during the final week of rehearsal for the Bechtel show, my cat passed away, and I took off an entire day of rehearsal just to spend time with it. Everyone was incredibly kind and supportive during this time, and made sure that I only returned to the process when I felt like I was able to.
Not only is support from loved ones important, but another way you can work towards helping people with mental health issues is by trying to erase the social stigma surrounding mental health.
That's why we chose NAMI as the charity that we want to support this year. NAMI is a national organization which works to raise awareness for those with mental illness, provide resources for people living with mental illness, and advocate for mental health policies.
One of the ways that NAMI is currently working to change attitudes surrounding mental health is through their Stigma-Free Pledge.
What's the Stigma-Free Pledge?
That's a good question, Erin. The Stigma-Free Pledge is a campaign that works towards turning stigma into hope, promoting acceptance, and working towards erasing social stereotypes.
Neato! How do I become stigma-free?
Well, that's easy, Erin. First, you educate yourself about the issues surrounding mental health and others, and then you try to not promote or buy into any stereotypes surrounding these issues.
And then you try and see the person and not the illness. Just because a person has mental illness does not mean that they are their illness. Everybody has their own unique stories and lived experiences. Just because someone has been diagnosed does not mean that their diagnosis is their identity. So try and make sure you meet the person and not just what illness they have.
Ooh.
Yes, Erin?
And then you take action. You advocate for policies and legislation which help everyone.
That's right!
Well, awesome! So where do I go to take the pledge?
There's a link in the description below.
And if you want to do more to help NAMI, you can vote for this video on the Project for Awesome or donate.
Hot dog! I'm ready to take that pledge now. Yay! If you want to learn more about the National Alliance on Mental Illness or Project for Awesome, check it out in the links below.
If you'd like to learn more about us or see any more of our goofs, you can always follow us on this channel or subscribe to any of our other social media platforms.
Have a happy Project for Awesome and a darn good day.
Bye! We're stigma-free! Everyone's stigma-free! 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 Everybody is stigma-free! Boo!